Okay, family, today we're going to review what everybody is talking about when referring to Project 2025, which is what is labeled in this document as 20 Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise 25. We're going to read this document together, not based on what someone else told us, not based on all of the hype, not based on what the media is telling us, not based on what people that are either leaning to the left or leaning to the right says about this document, but we want to be informed on what it says so that we can know things for ourselves, not based on passed down information from someone else. Okay? So, my objective is to make sure that as a people, that we understand what it is that we are either voting for or that we are even voting against. And the best way to do that is make sure that you know the information for yourself. So we're going to read this together. This is a very long document. As you can see, it is 922 pages. So it may take us the course of a week, it may take us a course of 2 weeks, but it's going to be read before the election so that we know what we're getting ourselves into. You may find that this does align with your core values. You may find that this does not align with your core values, or you may find that this doesn't sway your decision at all. But when you read this, and after you read this, you'll know that you know what you're talking about. And you're not just basing this on what somebody else said. You're not just basing this on a little bit of information or a page here or a snippet there, but the whole document. So we're going to read this together and get through this, okay? So again, this is 20 Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, 25, forward by Kevin D. Roberts, PhD, edited by Paul Dans and Stephen Groves. Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, Project 2025, Presidential Transition Project. Copyright 2023 by the Heritage Foundation, 214 Massachusetts Avenue, Northeast, Washington, D.C., 20002. They have a contact number, 202-546-4400. And the website you can find this on as well is heritage.org. All rights reserved, printed in the United States of America. And then it shows the ISBN number. This PDF is actually free that I downloaded from the internet. 20, Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise, 25. Again, going with the forward, and this whoever this is edited by, which is Paul Dans and Stephen Groves. This is showing the table of contents, the acknowledgments, showing who is in the advisory board, the 2025 Presidential Transition Project, a note from Project 2025, the authors, the contributors, and then a forward by Kevin D. Roberts. Section 1 is taking the reins of government. Section 2, the common defense. Section 3, the general welfare. Section 4, the economy. And then we have Section 5, independent regulatory agencies. Acknowledgements. This work, Mandate for Leadership 2025, the Conservative Promise, is a collective effort of hundreds of volunteers who have banded together in the spirit of advancing positive change for America. Our work is by no means the comprehensive compendium of conservative policies, nor is our group the exclusive cadre of conservative thinkers. The ideals expressed in this volume are not necessarily shared by all. What unites us is the drive to make our country better. First and foremost, we thank the chapter authors and contributors who gave so freely of their time in service of their country. We were particularly grateful to have the help of dedicated members of the Heritage Foundation's management and policy teams. Executive Vice President Derek Morgan, Chief of Staff Wesley Cooper Smith, Associate Director of Project 2025 Spencer Cretion, and Thomas A. Rowe Institute for Economic Policy Studies Director Paul Ray devoted a significant amount of their valuable time to reviewing and editing the lengthy manuscript and provided expert advice and insights. The job of transforming the work of dozens of authors and hundreds of contributors into a cohesive manuscript fell upon Heritage's formidable team of editors led by Director of Research Editors Therese Penfather, Senior Editor William T. Poole, Marla Hess, Jessica Lothar, Karina Rollins, and Kathleen Scaturo, without whose tireless efforts you would not be reading these words. The talented work of Data Graphics Services Manager John Fleming, Manager of Web Development and Print Projects Jay Simon, Director of Marketing Elizabeth Fender, Senior Graphic Designer Grace DeSandro, and Senior Designer Melissa Bluey came together to bring the volume to life. We also thank the dedicated junior staff who provided immeasurable assistance, especially Jordan Embray, Sarah Calvis, and Jonathan Moy. Most important, we are grateful to the leadership, supporters, and donors of each of the Project 2025 Advisory Board member organizations and those of the Heritage Foundation, without whom Project 2025 would not be possible. Thank you. Paul Dance and Stephen Rose. The Project 2025 Advisory Board. Now, before I read the organizations that are listed on this advisory board, I'm going to stop there so that those who want to go back over this list can research these advisory boards for themselves to find out what they're all about. Project 2025 Advisory Board. Alabama Policy Institute. Alliance Defending Freedom. American Compass. The American Conservative. American First Legal Foundation. American Accountability Foundation. American Center for Law and Justice. American Cornerstone Institute. American Council of Trustees and Alumni. American Legislative Exchange Council. The American Main Street Initiative. American Moment. American Principles Project. Center for Equal Opportunity. Center for Family and Human Rights. Center for Immigration Studies. Center for Renewing America. Claremont Institute. Coalition for a Prosperous America. Competitive Enterprise Institute. Conservative Partnership Institute. Concerned Women for America. Defense of Freedom Institute. Ethics and Public Policy Center. Family Policy Alliance. Family Research Council. First Liberty Institute. Forge Leadership Network. Foundation for Government Accountability. Freedom Works. The Heritage Foundation. Hillsdale College. Honest Elections Project. Independent Women's Forum. Institute for the American Worker. Institute for Energy Research. Institute for Women's Health. Intercollegiate Studies Institute. James Madison Institute. Keystone Policy. The Leadership Institute. Liberty University. National Association of Scholars. National Center for Public Policy Research. Pacific Research Institute. Patrick Henry College. Personal Policy Operations. Recovery for America Now Foundation. 1792 Exchange. Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America. Texas Public Policy Foundation. Teneo Network. Young America's Foundation. As I said before, those that are interested, those of us that read and do our research and make sure we have informed decisions, we're going to stop right here so that you can take the time. If you want to go over this list again, I'm going to scroll over it. You can also go to the website that's mentioned early in the video. You can also you can also Google this and it'll go over the same thing if you download the PDF and go to page 12, and you can view all of these organizations that are on the advisory board and look over it yourself. And once you finish this, I'm going to stop this, like I said, I'm going to stop this video, and then we're going to pick back up on page 14, the next page, which begins with the 2025 Transition Project, a note on Project 2025.